All right, we are nearly done setting up all the pieces that you need for your newsletter project. In this video, I would like to show you how to do a drop cap and how to connect text boxes, and then finally add a header and page number so that your project is ready to turn in. First, we'll talk about a drop letter. This is an optional thing, but it's something you might want to try. What we're going to do is create a drop cap right here for the first line of the story. To do this, I'll go to the Insert tab and go to the text group here, and then there's a drop cap feature, and I'll open that. Now you can go right to drop cap, and you notice that live preview shows what it would look like. So there's the large O, and it drops down 3 lines to fill up that space. Or you could go to drop cap options and select dropped. And then you can pick your font. You might want to pick a fancier font. Could do something like that. Click outside of it. So a little fancier O. And this just creates a focal point for where to start reading the paragraph. The O stands out, so the eyes are drawn there. Can have a nice look, but that's something you'll have to play with. I'm not sure if I like the look of that one, so I'll have to come back to that later and maybe try a different drop cap. It's not a bad idea for the very first story on the page, but again, that's something you can decide. And then I'd like to talk about connecting text boxes. So for instance, you have a text box on the bottom, but notice that my text is running underneath this text box. There's more text than the text box can hold. And so I pasted this text in from somewhere, and I don't have enough room in this box. I could make it smaller, but I think it'll get too small to read. So a solution for this is to actually connect text boxes, and this is a pretty cool feature. So what I'm going to do, I have some space here in my second page, and I'm going to click on text box and choose draw text box. All right. And then I'm going to try to stay between the margins of the column, so be aware of your ruler. And I want to stay in line with this, the top of that middle line. So somewhere in here, and I can adjust that later too. And looks like I could move this over to the left a little bit. Okay. And now and then I need to fill it with the same color. All right. All right, now I'm ready to fill that. It looks like the text size is a little bit too large. I think it's supposed to be 12 or 14. Now I'm going to connect the two boxes by doing this. I'm going to select the first box and click on the line. And then I'm going to go up to the Format tab. And in the Format tab, there is, in the text group here, a button called Create Link. And that's going to link the two text boxes together. So I'm going to click on that. And when I take my cursor over the first text box, you'll see that it looks like a cup or a mug. And then I'm going to go to my second text box. And when I do, the cursor turns into a mug or a cup pouring out. It's pouring out letters there. So if I click, it connects the first text box to the second one. And so it just continues the words that weren't showing. And I see there's different sizes here, so I'm going to have to adjust my text, but that's kind of a cool way to connect two text boxes, especially if you run out of room in one of them. So you can give that a try. Then finally, you'll need to put a really small header at the top with your information to turn this in as an assignment. If you were really publishing this newsletter, of course you wouldn't put that header in. So I'm going to get that set up. I'll double click on the very top of the document to open up the header section, and I'll go to my Home tab, and I have it right aligned. It looks good. I have a very small font size, size 10, and I'm going to type my name, CCC, and 4th quarter. So it's visible, but it doesn't distract from the rest of the newsletter. Oh yeah, and make sure that different first page is checked so that the header only appears on the first page and not any of the rest. I'm going to click outside of that, preview that. Yep, there we go. So it's right here, and it's not too large. And then for the footer, it looks like I've done this already. Let me delete that. I'm going to have you do the footer manually instead of automatically because there's a different first page. And to do this, I'm going to have you go up to Home and choose Center. Of course, you could have on the left or right. I'm just choosing Center. And then go back to the Design tab. And you're going to go over here where it says Page Number. And you're going to choose Current Position instead. And just use a plain, simple number. And that'll put in the 1 for you. Okay, I'm going to double click outside of that so my 1 is in there. But it doesn't automatically put the number 2 in since this is a very short assignment, only a couple pages long. Putting in the page numbers manually will be fine. I'll double click at the bottom for my footer information. Remember, I want it to be centered for myself. You can decide where you want to put the number. I'm going to put size 12, I think it was. Go back to my Design tab, choose Page Number, and I'm going to choose Current Position, Simple Plain Number. And it'll put the 2 in for me. So I'll double click. Let me review that. Yep, so I got a 2 and a 1. So that's how you do a drop cap. That's how you connect text boxes and how to insert your header and page numbers to turn this assignment in.